Days of Our Lives spoilers, a week of desperation, secrets, and shattered bonds, May the 5th to the 6th, 2025. Monday, May 5th, in Salem dawns not with peace, but with turmoil brewing in every corner of town. While spring may be blooming outside, the hearts of Salem's most tormented souls are weighed down by fear, guilt, and decisions that could destroy everything they hold dear. In a secluded hospital wing, Kayla is faced with a painful moral dilemma that cuts her to the core. Bo, the love of her life and a man who has endured far more than his share of suffering, now lies in a fragile state. A dangerous infection threatens to shut down his body completely. There's a glimmer of hope, a powerful experimental drug, but it is out of reach. Kayla, despite her medical credentials, has hit a wall. The clinical trial doctor refuses access to the medicine, citing strict ethical protocols. He argues that granting Bo early access would undermine the trial and could cost countless others their chance at survival. His logic is maddeningly sound, but Kayla is a wife first, and every moment she stands by watching Bo waste away feels like betrayal. Steve, ever the devoted partner and daring man of action, won't accept defeat. He makes a decision. If the system won't help Bo, then they'll break the system. He shares his plan with Sean, Bo's son, and what began as a desperate fantasy turns into a dangerous mission. They'll steal the drug. Sean, torn between his badge and his blood, insists on joining. Steve hesitates. "You're a cop, kid," he reminds him. "You've got everything to lose." But Sean is steadfast. This is his father, and he won't sit on the sidelines. As they prepare for their covert heist, Steve updates Kayla. To her shock, instead of condemning him, she gives her silent blessing. Perhaps it's not medicine, but hope, that keeps Bo breathing a little longer. Elsewhere in Salem, the DiMera estate is once again a house divided. Idge, freshly recovering from recent chaos, has decided to throw himself into charity, or so he claims. He's purchased a night with Kat at a bachelorette party auction, stirring suspicions. Chad, ever protective, confronts him. Why Kat? Why now? Is this about public relations, or does it have a deeper, more manipulative agenda? Chad isn't just speculating, he's seeing patterns. EJ's sudden interest in hospital donations and gala appearances doesn't sit right with him. And if there's anything Chad knows, it's that it never moves without a purpose. Their clash promises fireworks, and as the week continues, Chad will push harder, cornering Idge into revealing his true intentions. But Idge is a DiMera through and through, cunning, calculating, always 5 moves ahead. He won't go down without playing his full hand. Meanwhile, a storm is brewing in Johnny's marriage. After abruptly calling off the adoption he and Chanel had been planning, he finds himself riddled with guilt and confusion. He turns to Marlena, desperate for clarity. Chanel, devastated and angry, demands accountability. She doesn't just blame Johnny, she blames Idge. She believes EJ's influence caused Johnny to lose the courage to commit. Idge, for his part, shows real regret, not just for the failed adoption, but for the damage his past actions have caused. But even his apologies are clouded by fear. There's damning footage on a memory card, evidence from the night of a tragedy. EJ's memory is shaky, but he fears the worst, that Johnny, his own son, may have pulled the trigger that night. He had a dream, a vision of guilt, and it haunts him. Whether it's real or imagined, it drives his every move. As Marlena counsels Johnny, she urges him to explore the roots of his fears. She sees a young man torn between the life he wants and the expectations thrust upon him. She suggests therapy, real introspection. She knows Chanel still loves him, but without healing, they'll never recover what they've lost. Tuesday, May 6th, takes the pain deeper. Sophia's world collapses around her. The adoption, her dream of being a mother, has been yanked away. Her mother, Amy, won't allow the process to restart. And worse still, Sophia herself is on partial bed rest. Confined, frustrated, grieving, she is told she can't even attend prom, a rite of passage she'd longed for. She feels caged by her own body and the choices of others. The future she'd imagined, full of possibility, of college and motherhood, now seems to fade into dust. Doug, struggling in his own way, avoids Holly. He doesn't want to drag her into his personal mess. He's been looking into homeless shelters, battling demons he can't share. He fears that if he opens up, Holly will try to rescue him again, and this time, he's not sure he wants to be saved. Elsewhere, Sean, ever the dutiful detective, starts to question Jada. Not just out of curiosity, but to gather intel. Rafe has left town under mysterious circumstances, and Sean wants to know what she knows, especially before he and Steve launch their risky break-in. He needs to know who's watching the watchers. Gabby is another powder keg ready to explode. With suspicions still swirling around her about the recent shooting, her patience wears thin. If she feels Titan is using the incident to hold her down, she may finally snap. Her brand, Gabby Chic, has always been her pride, her power. She won't let anyone bury it, or her, without a fight. And finally, Sophia Choi is comforted by Tate, who steps in to lift her spirits. He's not flashy, not dramatic, but he's there. In a time when everything feels like it's falling apart, sometimes just having someone by your side makes all the difference. As the week unfolds, lives will be risked, relationships tested, and secrets unearthed that could change the fabric of Salem forever. What will happen when Steve and Sean cross that line? Will the drug save Bo, or lead to ruin? Can it keep his family from crumbling, or will guilt destroy him from within? And as Johnny and Chanel stand at a crossroad, will love be enough to guide them back? One thing is certain, in Salem, no action is without consequence, and no secret stays buried for long. Stay tuned, because this week, everything changes.